this is where I'll be starting the YouTube video. So, you got your health warnings. There we go. Alrighty then. I need to read all that. So, let's get in. Frogware sounds familiar. What other games did they make? Okay. Am I not clicked in? Apparently I was not. The game saves automatically. Don't forget to make a save of your own. Okay, this was voted on by my community out of the 3 games I wanted to play, so. Chapter 1, The Shadow over London. Baker Street. Is that Watson? That must be Watson.
Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Oh, so this is gonna reference...
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for
Interesting.
that, I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today.
So this game is gonna bring... So in the Sherlock Holmes stories, Sherlock Holmes is addicted to, like, heroin, I think. Like, he actively shoots. And, yeah. I am super interested in the fact that they're actually gonna, make this a thing in here. Most things, usually just kind of ignore that fact. Like, they're like, oh, he's just weird, and it's like, nah, dude was hopped up on fucking, dude was hopped up on drugs. Scandinavian princess personal bodyguard visited London during his spare time. Oh, okay. Tensions between England and Sweden are running high after a series of unfortunate mishaps during a recent visit to London by Swedish Princess Ilda. Chief among scandals was the embarrassment of the British diplomatic corps as a response to the unexplained disappearance of Princess Ildor's personal bodyguard. A longtime member of her inner circle took the opportunity to explore London while off duty and never returned from his late-night promenade. A spokesman for the police assures the advertiser that they are confident the bodyguard will be located, as he is a striking representative. Oh boy, we're gonna have a hard time today. A striking representative of the Scandinavian people. A man like that gets noticed, whether by his peers at the gentlemen clubs or the fair nightingales who comfort them. Oh.
Local gossip, all of it uninteresting.
Visit Barnes Bookshop.
Your order from Barnes Bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming.
So maybe you ought to reply, Holmes. It's rather rude, no?
I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men.
I like
a
that
missing
best.
paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain
gonna beat you.
Stembrick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
He looked genuinely upset. I like this vest. It's very cute, actually. Was it here? Is this it? What the fuck is this?
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool.
Alright, Holmes. Ah, there it
You
is.
were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Motherfucker.
Lost. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
What were the headlines?
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
So what
And tell
happened to my
me,
paper?
did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Sure, now I can take the day off.
can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin they were.
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive, hence the appeal of disguises. Which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by customers. Sorry.
Did you see what he was up to?
Nah, not really. I saw him approaching your house, but I had a customer. Then there's a loud bang. I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't.
Because I wasn't.
I had to protect the merchandise. And all I could see was him kneeling at your door.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Holmes. Maybe I could be your eyes and ears, if you have more shillings.
Open the casebook and navigate to the Mine Palace. Mine Palace. Oh, these guys did Sinking City! I think they did. Hold on. What studio made Sinking City? Yeah, they did make Sinking City. That's neat. Yeah, I was like, Mine Palace sounds really familiar. Barnes, the local bookseller. The newsboy said the suspicious man was carrying a stack of books. A visit to Barnes is in order.
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes
Get
has
the
his quirks,
Strand.
but he also
Get your
has his
copy of the
scruples.
Strand here.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Horsey! I mean, what kind of dog is that? Now, I have been... Why are you crying? I don't know why, but every time I see a pigeon now, my mind immediately goes to, like, doggy or kitty. ma'am. Oi, Barnes.
Do you even have enemies that would want to kill you? Okay, perhaps from Cordona.
We're just gonna stare at him. The effects of overwork. That man is just fucking existing, my dude. Oh, why are your hands all fucky? Ink. Newspaper ink. Is there a timer? How do you notice this? Leans heavily on right leg, sore left leg. High heels, once looked taller. Mr. Barnes has developed a limp and has large bags under his eyes, the result of long hours of intense work. He's not very confident and tries to appear taller by wearing high heels. It seems unlikely that such a person would be involved in a murder plot, even if the ink on his hand suggests he is the one who sold the paper. Nevertheless, Mr. Barnes could still be a pawn in a bigger plan without his knowledge. Mr. Barnes is being threatened by someone and might be involved in a plot. I'm gonna say workaholic.
Mr. Barnes, a word.
Hi. Aren't I cute?
Oh, for goodness sake.
Did he run off?
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please?
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we
What are you
reschedule
doing?
in a month or two?
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
Really deep in the weeds with important things.
He's moving
Well,
shit
help
in there.
yourself to any book. Just take it and pay later. I trust you, Mr. Holmes.
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out.
Puppy!
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
What a cute puppy!
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back
He's
later.
got a little sweater on. Aww. He does have a little sweater. I think he's got socks on too. And he's just weird looking. Let's see. Oh, that's a fun book. Oh. The basics of
Basics of cryptoanalysis. Cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby.
Everlasting plants for everlasting love. A catalog of exotic plants on Barnes' counter. The name of the catalog reads Everlasting Plants for an Everlasting Love. This
I
is
could hardly
interesting.
imagine anything more macabre.
Macabre. That's such a fun word. I didn't know how to pronounce that word for the longest time. Thought it was
The
macabre.
ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him. We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
The finest view London has to offer.
The power of love, blood, and mandrake. Mystery of something. Oh, these plants are dying, which is
In the
interesting
language of Mycroft's
considering.
secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Oh, Barnes. Here I was giving you the benefit of the doubt, and you were actually trying to kill me.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
Hi.
Hello there. What's your name?
Puppy!
Lily. I know, not very original.
I was talking to him.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
Oh, cactus.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
I think it is, bro.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something.
Okay.
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
Avoids eye contact or distracted? I don't know, dude. Maybe she's got, like, a thing. Wearing makeup for beauty or concealment, bruh. Honoring deceased husband. Unusual for work attire. Clean boots changed upon arrival. Mrs. Fleming uses makeup to hide her tear-stained cheeks. Her dress is made from an expensive fabric that is not suitable for outside work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. While she tries to bury her grief by dressing extravagantly, she still wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her gaze is always staring off into the distance, reveals her emotional detachment. Taken as a whole, one must conclude that Mrs. Fleming is still reeling from her tragic loss. Mrs. Fleming wears a mourning brooch in memory of her late husband. Her dress is made from an expensive fabric that is not suitable for work. Her shoes show no traces of mud. She must have changed them when she arrived. Her eyes constantly dart around the street, seemingly in search for something. Perhaps she was waiting for someone. While Mrs. Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband, she is trying to move on, as suggested by her makeup and a nice outfit. Perhaps she's dressing to attract someone's attention, simply because she has learned to love herself again. Fuck it, she's ready to move! You ready to move on, girl? While Mrs. Fleming cherishes the memory of her departed husband, she's trying to move on. We read that.
Mrs. Fleming, you look particularly lovely today. Is there a reason?
Does a woman need a reason to look or feel beautiful?
You fucking
No,
tell him,
your
Lily!
distant look suggests you seek one man's gaze in particular.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Merely a keen eye and some simple deduction.
Well, I'll kindly ask you to keep your keen eye to yourself, Mr. Holmes.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right.
Oh. Oh? Do you like Mr. Barnes? Listen, I'm gonna let him know.
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a devil to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus
She
was
has
when I
pretty
came back from
eyes.
my break. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes.
Okay. So what do
Are
you
you
think
familiar
of
with
Mr.
Mr.
Barnes?
Barnes?
Yes.
Do you
no,
think he's cute?
Not really. Well, in a way.
What on earth does that mean?
Do you want me to give
I
him
know
his
who
number?
he is, of course. But we haven't shared much more than a look.
A look?
Yes. Each morning I go for a walk in the park with my dog. And most days
He
I see
likes
Mr. Barnes
to-
there with his new puppy. So we see each other. Actually,
Maybe
we
he
once
doesn't
met
like
briefly
her.
while our dogs
I'm
played.
projecting.
He was quiet and seemed unsteady as he approached. But since then, we've never spoken. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes I wonder what he thinks about that would etch such longing onto his face.
My girl. Ma'am.
I should have worn something warmer.
Okay, hold on. I got you. Don't fucking worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yo, Mr. Barnes. Yo, she likes you too, fucker. Which room is he in? Puppy.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Yeah, I already figured out the answer. He thinks she's cute. Oh yeah, hold on, let's go to the Mind Palace. Barnes is acting strangely because he's got a crush, my dude. Like, it really isn't that big a deal. They got a crush on each other, that's all it is. Yeah. I mean, I figured that out, like, instantly, bruh. Barnes displays a bouquet of dead flowers to attract the attention of Mrs. Fleming, a florist. He may hope that she will come into his shop and give him watering advice, or it could simply be a symbol of his desperation. Damn, Holmes. Barnes anonymously gifted her a cactus, which he ordered from the catalog on his counter. A questionable choice, but for Barnes, a symbol of his eternal love, since the catalog presents these cacti as immortal. Plainly, this is the same cactus he dropped on the Strand outside 22-1 Baker. Now to hear the full story.
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not
Indeed.
despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Yo, can I play with your puppy? He's so cute. Oh,
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
really cute little puppy.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did, and I know why you did it.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable.
Damn.
You
just
are
calling
her
them all out.
secret admirer.
And you ruined my
I couldn't
paper.
read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured, we are not interested in disclosing your personal affairs to anyone, including
Says you, I'm
Mrs.
gonna go
Fleming.
fucking tell her.
Please come out.
All right, then. So, you know what happened then?
I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your actions
shut
were rather
up.
disruptive. Your clumsiness carrying the post is matched only by the clumsiness of your romantic gesture.
Oh, it's true. I am useless with this sort of thing. I'm not even sure if Mrs. Fleming noticed.
No, she totally noticed. I know what to do.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the obtruse signals and anonymous gifts, and simply talk to the woman. What
That's
is the
actually
worst
very
that can
sound
happen?
advice.
She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So at last, we return to the matter of the paper.
Fantastic
I'm
advice from
investigating
my
a string
Ace
of
Arrow,
burglaries.
or my Arrow
Did you
Ace
perhaps read of
headcanon.
any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper.
Read between the lines. The Strand, September 28, 1882. Before I do that, I know my headcanon is that he's Arrow Ace, but is Sherlock Holmes Arrow Ace? Yeah, okay, so most likely is Arrow Ace. So yeah, sound advice from my favorite Arrow Ace headcanon. Or one of my favorite Arrow Ace headcanons. Locals at the Port of London had a rude awakening last night, with loud bangs and thick red smoke disturbing the peace. Merchant ship Mosca had docked at Pier N3 in the early evening, en route to Europe, when it was rocked by several concussive explosions. The port authority is yet to comment on the incident, and it is unknown if any crew members were on board at the time. Eyewitnesses report seeing saltpeter leaking into the river. But with the area still off limits to workers and the public, it may be some time before we have a full account of what transpired.
Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming.
Go tell her how
let
you
me
feel.
know if there's any way I can make it up to you. Tell you what, tomorrow's edition of The Strand is on me.
Hell yeah. Let me play with your dog, too. She's so cute. I can still talk to you about something.
Okay, not just tomorrow. A whole week's worth. How does that sound?
Sounds phenomenal. Puppy! Hey, good puppy.
So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy?
I love that I can, like, coo at the dogs. Am sad he cannot pet the dogs, but that's okay.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem rather unlikely.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of it. Something you wish to say, Doctor?
No? Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty for deduction and pattern recognition. And that perhaps, if ill-applied...
I see things that are not there.
Yes. It is London. There will always be burglaries. Doesn't have to mean anything.
So it seems. Forgive me. Without something to occupy my
Glasses
mind,
are
I
so
turn into
cute
an
on
entirely
you.
different animal.
Ah!
Which brings us back to my news from earlier.
Makes you look like baby.
I think I have a case for you, a real one.
Oh?
Truly?
Indeed. Though perhaps not as thrilling as your stories from Cordona. A patient of mine, Captain Stenwick, told me that his servant disappeared. I said I
Oh?
knew just the man to help. What do you say?
Oh, Watson.
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery, nor the story to launch my writing career.
That puppy's
What?
so cute.
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh, good. Well, his house is nearby. Come.
I have new items. Oh! For hot days or cool fights. Ah, the good old days. I like this outfit. Honestly, I'd rather go no hat. What a cute outfit. Where are we going?